the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original eSport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back trackside once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Back in action, back trackside, Irish Hills of Brooklyn, Michigan, hosting tonight's A.S.M.R Hauck Designs Next Gen Cup Series race. 90 laps around this 2-mile track to see who will walk away with yet another checkered flag, or could we see a fresh face in victory lane towards the end of season number 11? We're going to find out shortly as we get rid of that track information and get ready to head trackside already. Walking away with the Premier Racing Setup.com Pole Award, Daniel Jensen going to bring us to the green flag here tonight from Michigan. Final 4 weeks for these American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Cup Series drivers to try to put themselves in position to walk away with that championship crown. Christian Abate, top of the standings, like 8 points out front of one of his closest competitors. Tight knit battle throughout the top 5 in those standings, so a lot on the line here tonight, a lot on the line coming up Next week, we go road course racing. We'll wait and bring you that energy next week. But before we head trackside, how you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight, as always, bringing you all the calls from trackside. We spoke about trackside enough. What do you say we head down and see if we can't get a little look at some of these drivers as they begin to make their way to their starting positions? It looks like 2 to 3 drivers still trying to make their way through final tech and inspection. Fans in the stands for happy hour received one. I don't want to get to using unsavory language early, but they feed them a little something special. I'll put it that way. These guys mixing it up. I don't think there's a primary car left in the field. I think they're backups on a backup with another backup behind it. But whole other story. Driver's gonna get it straight for the qualifying session. Daniel Jensen gonna top the charts. He's gonna lead us to the green flag. Waiting a word from the boss man at the flag stand, and these drivers will begin to roll. Long night here tonight. Weather looks to be good. Looks to be a little overcast. We'll see if that blows its way on through, but expect 2, 3, 4 wide racing. I can assure you that we've seen it in happy hour multiple times on multiple occasions. And there it is. Drivers receive the word to roll, so off of pit road we go. Starting inside row number 1, your Premier Racing Setup.com Pole Award winner. Behind the wheel of that Panini sponsored number 4 machine, Daniel Jensen will bring us to the green flag. Starting just to his outside, that number 59 machine back on the scene. Wesley Johnson gonna look to shake things up from the outside of row number 1. Row number 2 here tonight, fast as always, up at the front, the New England native Christian Abati. Jeffrey Engel and that Turner Trucking Company 89 machine gonna start to his outside. Dave Gage and Alex Wiggins making up row number 3 here tonight. Back in row number 4, the 91 machine of Patrick Coro and the 13 of Jake Dofing. Derek Moore and Zach Miller gonna round out your top 10 here tonight from Michigan International Speedway with the 28 of Brian Tarnowski and the 24 of Nicholas Wing. Finishing out the 12-car field. Pace car on pit road. We are ready to roll. Just like that. On the gas, and green flag flies for the first time here tonight from Michigan. Clean and clear out of turn number 2 down the backstretch for the first time. 2 wide just for a handful of positions. Drivers trying to bring in those cold Goodyear tires. Make sure they got the grip before they let it rip. 2 looking at the bottom. 3 wide for a moment. 16 of Derek Moore stuck in the middle. Across the line, lap number 1, not led by your pole award winner, Wesley Johnson, going to take control. The lead of the race, middle lane there. 2 wide behind him for the moment. Engel gonna grab the spot. Walking up the track just a little bit is Jensen. Looks like that high side is the way to roll for the moment. Engel trying to prove us wrong. Bottom of the racetrack, looking to the inside. New race leader, but can he keep it to the line? 3 different leaders up to, well, do you count that opening light? I don't think you can count that. Engel is accredited with the lap, but the momentum will prevail on the outside for Johnson. Big push off of Jensen's front end. Johnson gonna catapult his way out front, about a car length advantage now, trying to break the draft at the bottom of the racetrack. Not gonna be able to do it this early. Possibly with some of those, with some laps on the tires, I think you might be able to pull a little bit of that snaking, breaking the draft action. 3 laps behind us. Lap number 4 going to go on the board, and we'll drop the timing and scoring. Over there to the left-hand side of your screen, and that's right, I'm out. I am in the booth. I have no idea why my car is on pit road, but dude, where's my car? That's all I got. A little bit of a Magic Man moment there for Wesley Johnson. Connection issues already at the front of this field. Engel going to close right in. Abati on the bottom, looking to hold serve in that 3rd position for a moment. Derek Moore slides his way in front of Patrick Coro. Going to take that 4th position away. Back down to the bottom of the racetrack. You see Dave Gage trying to push the Panini number 4 back to the front. Not going to happen. Three wide, almost 4 with Gage. But on the bottom, man, I'm telling you, it's a little bit early, I think. Might be a little bit early for 4 wide. Lap number 5, we're going 4 wide. Sheesh. I don't know. Two wide again, front of the field. Jeffrey Engel leading that outside lane. Big block by the 59 of Johnson. That's going to pull the crossover door open for the fast forward of Jeffrey Engel. Bottom of the racetrack. Slide job now through the center of 1 and 2. Keep it out of the outside wall. Clean and clear. Abonte behind a big moment there in the back. I believe that's going to be the 38 of Zach Miller with a big moment in the back. Now with momentum and help on the bottom. Johnson back to the point. We're just 7 laps in to tonight's Delphi 90, live from Michigan International Speedway, and we are 2-3 wide. We've had 4 wide already, and we have got a long night ahead of us. Ooh, outside wall, a little bit of contact. Pancake over that outside wall, just a little bit. I believe that is going to be back here around that 11 of Alex Wiggins. And you can see him sitting behind Jake Doping for the moment. Trying to get a little look at the right side of the car. See if we can't see what's going on. See if we can't see any damage on any of these machines. Not going to get that opportunity just yet. Whole field throw a blanket over them. It might as well be Talladega for the moment. These drivers all over each other. Just 1.3 seconds separate. Oh, we got trouble. Problems in the back. Trouble in the back. Caution will fly. 3-4 drivers involved in this one. There you can see Zach Miller with a little bit of damage, but I believe the 28 of Brian Ternowski going to be taking the brunt of the blows here this early. Trouble from Michigan. Let's take a little look at the replay. There you can see 2, 3, 4 drivers. The 4, your pole sitter, going to get caught up in it. There you can see Patrick Coro, Brian Ternowski, also picking up a piece of it. A bit early, man, for There were so many drivers in there. You can see right there, contact with the 24 and the 38. That's going to stack about. 4's going to catch a little bit of damage. I don't think it's going to be too significant, but trouble for your pole sitter, man. You don't want to be there. So caution number 1 going to fly here on lap number 9. Will bring us behind the iRacing pace car once again. Well, once again being... Well, you never mind. I'm not going to... I confused myself. Pit road will be open for the first time here tonight. Only 10 laps in, so will these drivers elect to come get fuel and tires? Looks like the race leader not going to. Little bit of a... It's not too mixed here. It looks like your top 3 going to be the only drivers to stay out on the racetrack. Wesley Johnson, Dave Gage, Jeffrey Engel all stay out on the racetrack, so your top 3 drivers going to have older tires and a little less fuel. Should this thing go green, it could put them in a little bit of a disadvantage. We'll see what the fresh tires do for the rest of the field when we get back to green flag racing here tonight from Michigan International Speedway. You're watching the A.S.M.R. Hauck Designs Next Gen Cup Series. You know, with everybody coming to pit road, if you are one of these top 3, dude, you come down pit lane this time, it's still going to be opened up. I believe there it is. Dave Gage says, I'm coming to get pit. I'm coming to pit road right now. Jeffrey Engel going to do so as well. Oh my. Wesley Johnson, man on an island. Whew. The entire field will have more fuel. We'll have fresher tires. Johnson, quick, he's been at the front, qualified outside pole position. So the 59 machine, it's got speed. That Toyota is quick. We see them making some moves, trying to control the tempo, control the pace of both the inside lane as well as that outside lane. But with the older tires, will you be able to make the moves quick enough to keep these hungry drivers behind you? First, you got to worry about the restart. Pace car lights are off. We're ready to roll once again here in the Delphi 90. And I mean, hats off to Johnson. Coming back after a handful of weeks, an extended layover, and reemerges and puts himself right back in the conversation of potential race winners. We'll see if he can do it. Pace car ducks in. As we roll to the restart zone, away we go. Green flag flies once again here in Michigan. Great start by that 59, able to keep the field behind him, but here they go, big move, and he gets sent for a ride. It looked like Abati was making a little bit of a look, a little bit of a move. We're gonna have to check that out once again. That's a bit close. Looks like a little bit of a racing incident at first, but let's head to the turn 3 drone cam for our latest race replay. Abati to the inside. Looks like a little bit of contact to that left rear quarter, and around she goes. Big moment there for Wesley. He was able to keep the machine from making any significant contact. One more look. Yeah, a little bit of a wiggle after some slight contact. Abati gonna get an offset. A little more contact, and that's all she wrote. So that's quickly going to put us back under caution here tonight from Michigan International Speedway. Caution number 2, lap 14. We're going to see I believe this is going to be our third different race leader here tonight. Johnson, Engel both leading a lap. Christian Abati gonna bring the field down pit lane. Jake Dauphin gonna stay out. He's now gonna lead the lap. But again, the question is, do these drivers that stay out, are they just staying out to lead a lap, get a point in their back pocket, and then head down pit road? We seen Dave Gage do it last time around. Jeffrey Engel followed suit. Engel stays out once again. Will he head back down pit road like he did last time? I'm not so sure. With us just getting about, what was that, about a lap? Half a lap? I don't think it's enough to worry about the tires, as the majority of the field looks like it's just a fuel stop only for the field. So back to a crawl once again under the caution lights, live from Michigan International Speedway. You're watching the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Next Gen Cup Series. It's season number 11. We've only got 4 weeks left, and we've got quite a points battle running down to that championship. We'll get to some of those point standings here in a handful of moments. Next caution flag, we may get into some of that. Still a lot of racing left, a lot of racing to be had. We're going to road course racing next week, then to the short track of Martinsville, then down to finish it off in Homestead. So a lot of different racetracks in front of these drivers to finish off season number 11. We are missing a driver inside of the top 5. Haven't really made it a point to speak about it here tonight, but we've got a little time on our hands. Why not join me in a little story? Former champion of the season in the Xfinity machine, Doug Argabright, not in the field here tonight. Coming into tonight's race, Argabright sitting 4th in the overall point standings, 21 points back. Yeah, that deficit gonna deepen. Chances becoming slimmer. But we've seen the consistency out of Argabright before. Can he come back the final 3 weeks and make it happen? If there's anybody that can do it, it's going to be Doug. We're going to see if he doesn't join us once again next week when we go back racing road course style. But first, we got to get through the Delphi 90 back into the Geico restart zone. Wait for it, smash the gas, and we go green. Flag racing once again, right here from Michigan International Speedway. wing unable to fire off quickly. Christian Abati's gonna jump around him, now chasing down that 13 machine. It's a 2-car breakaway at the front for just a moment. Here comes Derek Moore. A little bit of separation now after a handful of drivers have had a little bit of trouble. Two drivers still left on pit road, still trying to make their way back onto the racetrack. Brian Tarnowski and Patrick Coro. Pit crews feverishly working over their machines, trying to get them back out on the racetrack and gain any possibility of some points. Whoa, Jeffrey Engel into the outside wall. Engel, a little pancake out of the on the outside wall, out of turn number 2. The man was quick early here tonight. He led a handful of laps. Ken, this 89. Turner Construction Company. Machine get back. The front. Does the fast Ford have enough speed to get back up there? Want to take a look and see if we can't find our good buddy Cookie Monster. There he is, laying back in the back. The Harley-Davidson sponsored Chevy Camaro, piloted by Orlando's very own Dave Gage. Gage, one of the drivers that was quick in happy hour. He was quick in qualifying. Qualified 5th, now running back in 10th. This may be a calculated move by this 404 crew and driver. Don't sleep on Gage, I'm telling you. Two very fast drivers right in front of that 404 as well, so unless there's some significant damage that we're unable to see for the moment, let's see if we can get a look at the right side of the car, and it looks to be clean, so Gage may be playing a little bit of strategy for the moment here from Michigan. We're going to jump around the track just a little bit as we close in on a third of the way through tonight's race. Still out front, leading the field after staying out on our second caution here tonight. Jake Dauphin going to control tonight's race out of 2, followed by Abati, Moore, Wiggins, and Engel. And I wonder if those drivers are just playing it safe back there. Johnson, Jensen, and Gage. A 1.7 second gap from the 24 of Nicholas Wing back to that 59 machine. And we seen him up at the front, very quick, very dominant. Got sent for a little bit of a spin. No harm, no foul. Was able to collect the car. But have we seen a shift? I'm trying to find the right words. I don't want to say a change, an adaptation, a shift in the approach to the remainder of tonight's race. Saying it on lap number 22, right now, lap 23. Look for those 3 drivers to be a part of the picture by the end of tonight's race. Watch out for that 59, the 4, as well as that 404. See how those drivers continue to go, but right now we're going to jump on board. Let's go with the onboard camera shot here with the 45 of Christian Abati carrying our Chevy onboard cam. You can hear the throttle, not really off of the throttle, a little bit of lifting right there. No brakes, light little lift, let it float in the corner, ride this thing on out to that outside wall, keep the twitch behind you. But a great run off of 2. Unable to get there. Unable to do anything with the push from behind. We'll jump back outside of the machine. Engel looking to the bottom. He's gonna drop the elevator and look for the slide job through 1 and 2. He's gonna complete the pass. But Jeffrey Engel back to the second. He's led some laps here tonight. He is quick and he is looking for his first checkered flag of the season. Is tonight the night that he finally gets it done? Wounded Warrior out in front of this field. That's the 28 of Brian Charnowski. Down multiple laps here tonight, but just trying to soldier on throughout the remainder. Race leaders in this pack going to run up on him. I believe they'll catch him about the time they enter the center of 3 and 4. So these drivers gonna have to navigate some early lap traffic here from Michigan. And starting to look at that timing and scoring, starting to look at that gap begin to double. Back from that 24 of Nicholas Wing back to the 59 of Wesley Johnson. This is not looking like a calculated maneuver to fall back. If it is, these guys must be on one hell of a fuel-saving strategy. But Michigan, it's been known to have some fuel-saving strategy. I can recall multiple Michigan races where it came down to the final lap. It came down to the final corner where drivers running out in turn 3 and don't make it back across the line in front. So either these guys know something that nobody else knows, or they're trying to do something nobody can think be done. 3.3 seconds back. Johnson, Jensen, and Gage. They're going to need a little bit of help. Majority of the field last on pit road. On the lap number 15, we are 15 laps green. And since then, Jake Dofing a little bit less fuel, a little bit less tires, but has been able to maintain control of the front of this field, even with those older tires, about 5-lap older tires, so not a huge discrepancy. But a difference nonetheless. And how about the job by Brian Charnowski here, man? That 28 machine. And I said about 5 laps ago they were going to catch him in turn 3. They ain't caught him yet. My man said, "You got me down bad, but you ain't fitting to beat me up." It looks like he's actually walking away from the field. How in the... I mean, 13 lap fresher tires or not, I don't really care. Walking away from an entire field of undamaged machines? Hey, man. Whatever the pit crew did, you better pay him double. Nowski getting it. As we cross the line, lap number 32 goes on the board. We are officially a third of the way through tonight's Delphi 90. For the A.S.M.R Hauck Designs Next Gen Cup Series, brought to you in partnership by PremierRacingSetups.com. PremierRacingSetups.com, longest running, standing, best in the business setup shop for iRacing.com. If you're on the platform and you're looking for a little speed, maybe you already got setups and you're looking for a little bit of coaching, one-on-one time with premier drivers on this platform, they can find you those coveted hundreds and tenths of a second. Doesn't matter the machine, they do it all from dirt to rallycross. Once again, if you're looking for a little bit more out of your sim experience, check them out at PremierRacingSetups.com. Dofing at the front, making a believer out of me right now, man. That an amazing green flag run here. I thought he was gonna get eaten up. When we dropped the hammer, went back green flag race again. Surprisingly enough, Nicholas Swing, he started outside row number 1 on the restart. He's only fell back to that 5th position. Jeffrey Engel, 1 lap fresher tires than your race leader. He's made some headway in the field here tonight. After that restart, has picked up about 4 positions. So Engel looking good here tonight. 2 fresh faces at the front of the field. The Delphi 90 nose the tail off of turn number 2 down this backstretch into 3. Everybody still chasing after Dofing. Back across the stripe, lap number 36 on the board. We're going to take a little look, sights and sounds from Michigan. Great action beginning to develop back through this field. You can see for just a moment there, I believe that was the No, that was not Nicholas Wing. I believe that was the 59 of Wesley Johnson going up and around a handful of drivers. Dave Gage right there still running with them, but unable to really make up any ground right now. Those two guys suffering just a little bit. Meanwhile, front of this field still yet to hit pit road for the second time tonight. Jake Dofing continues to lead as we inch closer to the halfway point here tonight. We've had 4 different race leaders. Biggest mover of the race at the front of this field. Jake Dofing up 7 positions from where he qualified here tonight. Started 8th, running first. Kenny reel it in at the end. Three wide behind your race leader. Daniel Jensen listed 1 lap down, but gonna take him 3 wide, trying to work his way back on the lead lap. Watch that outside wall. If he can get up there and get back around your race leader, that is going to be insanely important. Close quarters action as race leader. Jake Dofing heads to pit road. That's going to hand the race lead over to the 89 of Jeffrey Engel. And I believe that is going to put that 4 machine, that is going to put Daniel Jensen down just 1 lap. Now there he is out in front of your race leaders. Still a long night to go, a long way to go, but can that Panini number 4 get back? The lead lap and back into contention. Derek Moore, where'd he come from? Up 7 positions now. The Holiday Bourbon number 16 fast forward back at the front once again. Can he back up last week's race-winning performance with yet another checkered flag? Full even in the winners column with Christian Avanti knotted up at 3 apiece. He's kind of like the Kevin Harvick of the group, right? When he's up front, you know he's there. You know it's going to be a battle to get around him. But when you find yourself not really even talking about him very much, having a quiet night, all of a sudden you turn around and he's right there in the picture. Right there at the end. The closer, I should say. Mr. Where'd he come from? Let's not forget about the great run that this 24 has also had. Let's take a little look here. Let's see if we can get... Do we have that inside camera shot, guys? Well, okay, we're going to go to the rear of the machine of Nicholas Wing instead. This 24 Toyota Camry up 9 positions from where he qualified. He started shotgun sally tail into the field. It has driven his way all the way into a podium position, all the way up to that 3rd spot. Great potential here from Michigan out of this 24 machine. This could be the race that catapults the end of your season in the right direction. We'll see if he can pick up another 2 spots. Gonna take a little look at the timing and scoring for a moment. Let's take a little look at the best times, or let's go with the last laps being run out there on the track. There you can see that 13 machine, fresh Goodyears. 4 freshies for doping, and he is running almost 2 seconds faster. Well, about 1.5 seconds faster than your race leaders. Almost to this time around. Absolutely. Fresh tires make a world of difference. Man, I'm telling you, the time he is probably making up right now on these drivers, the gap that it might produce. Ooh, I'm telling you, doping might be walking off in the sunset here. But for now and for the moment, out front leading tonight's race. He's no stranger to the front. He's run well throughout the course. Throughout the course of this season. Jeffrey Engel back at the front once again, leading tonight's race, looking, searching for win number 1. Will this Turner Trucking Company number 89 finally get the job done? You can see a little bit of damage on the front grille of that machine, but he is in good hands. With that 16 of Moore behind him, it's just a question of whether Moore wants to make that pass, wants to make a move to lead laps here tonight. Looking to gain some ground. 8 points to pick up for Moore. As Christian Abate, your points leader, sitting in 5th right here. So Moore doing what needs to be done for the moment. But there it is. Going to give up the race lead for the first time here tonight. Derek Moore going to lead us across the line. New race leader here from Michigan. Derek Moore to the point. 30 to go. I don't think that's going to be enough. I don't think Jeffrey Engel going to be able to put enough fuel in the machine. He's going to have to make one more stop. But the crucial moment here is going to be for Jake Dofing. Does he easily fly by Jeffrey Engel? It's going to be without a shadow of a doubt. Down and away, getting up to speed. Engel off of pit road, but way out in front now is Dofing, and race leaders closing in quick. Engel gonna do all he can to stay out in front of your race leaders and not lose that lap, but it's gonna be a fight. And I said it was gonna be a fight, but quickly gonna scoot away. As yet another driver appeals for pit road. Nicholas Wing gonna bring the 24 down to pit lane. And we thought it might be a little tougher than what it was for Jeffrey Engel to stay out on that lead lap, but he has quickly scooted away from your race leader, Derek Moore, who's now followed by the 11 of Alex Wiggins and Christian Abate. Zach Miller going to move into 4th, with Dave Gage 5th and Wesley Johnson sitting in 6th. Last time these drivers were to pit road was right around lap number 14, lap 15, when we had our most recent caution. So if you're looking at doing some math, if you're one of those crew chief types, you can see the 24 of Wing trying to get back up to speed, trying to keep himself back on the lead lap, but not going to be able to do so. to no avail. Nicholas Wing will drop a lap and become your first driver 1 lap down, sitting in that lucky dog position. It's going to be a short-lived visit off of the lead lap. Nicholas Wing said, I don't like the feeling here. Easily going to go around your top drivers, get himself back onto that lead lap. But with the pace that these fresh tires have, how long can you afford to keep yourself out on the racetrack? And as we were alluding to, these drivers right here that look like they're peeling for pit road. They're peeling for pit road. Looks like almost a 40, I apologize, a 40 lap run to get to here. And it looks like they got about a 40 lap run to get to the end of tonight's race. Will Moore, Wiggins, and Abate be able to pull the fuel mileage they need to get to the end? He threw a Hail Mary from the back to the front. That is what fresh tires will do for you. Wesley Johnson going to reclaim the race lead by 5.6 seconds over that 13 machine of Jake Dofing. A 6-lap difference on the tires between your top 2 drivers. Another 8-lap difference between the second and third. So a stagger throughout your top 5 on the fuel strategy, on the tire strategy. Which one is going to be the right one? And who's going to look like a genius? We're going to find out in about another 30 minutes or so is what it's going to take these drivers to run these final laps in tonight's Delphi 90. Don't go anywhere, race fans. After the long green flag run, we're going to take a brief sponsored commercial break, pay a few bills. You know how that goes. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And quickly back trackside as promised, missing minimal green flag action here tonight after a brief sponsor break over halfway through tonight's Delphi 90. You're watching the A.S.M.R. Hauck Designs Next Gen's Cup Series. Thank you for joining us here tonight. If you've been here all night, we appreciate you sticking out and hanging out with us, getting you through your mid-week right here each and every Wednesday night with the A.S.M.R. Hauck Designs Next Gen Cup Series. If you're just now joining us, a little bit of calamity at the start of tonight's race. Put Patrick Coro behind the 8-ball. Still down on pit lane, trying to fix the machine. The 28 of Brian Tarnowski also with trouble here tonight. He's been able and managed to soldier on, but 14 laps down. 12 cars to the starting grid. We have still got 11 on track with only 6 remaining on the lead lap. My biggest thing is with this fuel strategy right now. In the midst of a fuel strategy game, I don't want to call it a tire strategy. It's more about the fuel. You can have fresh tires, you can have old tires, but if you ain't got enough fuel for the laps, it doesn't matter what tires you got. I forget who said it. And it's going to sound really simplistic. It's going to sound very obvious. But to finish first, you must first finish. And if it ain't got no gas in it, how you gonna do that? I'll wait for an answer. Dave Gage, first driver, 1 lap down, listed in the lucky dog position. He's got the fresh tires, almost 10 lap fresher tires. Last to pit road for Gage on lap number 54, so almost 10 laps ago, but he's been able to reel in your race leader, Wesley Johnson, who I think is going to have to, I think Johnson's going to have to go into extreme save mode, or he's going to have to come to pit road for fuel. I don't think you can stretch it from like 35 all the way to the end of tonight's race. I think that's a bit of an ask out of the machine. I don't see how you can do it. 55 laps on a tank of fuel. It's tough to see. We've seen these drivers get 40 laps, but you're trying to squeeze an extra 15 out of it. I don't see it. A roll of the dice after some trouble at the front. Wesley Johnson, Hail Mary. For the moment, it seems to be panning out. We'll see if it keeps itself looking good, or if it reverses its role. Let's head back to a battle. Let's go back here to a little bit of a hornet's nest, a gaggle of machines. As you can see, the lap machine of Brian Ternowski, bottom of the racetrack, fresh tires for that Hauck machine. He's going to go around Christian Abate and Alex Wiggins right there. Nicholas Swing, third driver in line. 4th, 5th, 6th on the racetrack for the moment. Everybody chasing after Johnson at the front. Doping City in second with Engel finishing out your podium. No. Should I say it? Should I say it? Can I say it? Can I go ahead and say it? I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway. We hope it's not going to give him that podcaster's curse. But man, I'm liking the odds of that 13. Taking a look. He's got himself about a second and a half advantage over Jeffrey Engel. I don't think that Dofing or Engel are going to have to deal with this 3-car trio of Abate, Wiggins, and Wynn. I think the battle is going to ensue between those two drivers. I think the man sitting in second and third, I think that is going to be the overall battle for the race lead. Cannot foresee our race leader getting 55 laps out of the tank of fuel. He's got a 5.5 second advantage, so he does have some time to give up. But I just, man, that's a lot. A lot. We're going to keep it right here as this is one of your biggest and only battles for position on the racetrack for the moment. Christian Abate going to keep Alex Wiggins behind him with Nicholas Wing in tow. We're going to keep our eye on the gaps at the front of this field because Jeffrey Engel has been able to eat up about a half a second of that advantage on Jake Doping. And just like that, Wesley Johnson to pit road. 59 of Johnson gonna appeal for pit road. He will not attempt to get to the end. The 59 gonna give up that top spot. Doping gonna reclaim your race lead. Let's give the man credit where credit is due. There you can see him working his way off of the corner. Lap machine behind him. Zach Miller 1 lap down for the moment, but look for Miller to work his way around your race leader. Catbird seat. We haven't said sitting in the catbird seat in I don't know how long. And, well, Doping gonna head to pit road. Jake Doping not going to be able to make it to the end of tonight's race. That's a little interesting. I was under the impression that he had plenty of fuel to get to the end, but it may be a tall task and a tough ask. Does this Turner Trucking Company 89 machine have enough to get to the end? No, it doesn't. He's going to peel for pit road. Engel going to give up the race lead. Your top three all short on fuel, all on and off pit road. Oh my, that's going to put the battle for the top spot live right here with this 3-car battle. Abate, Wiggins, and Wing going at it. Taking a look at Derek Moore for the moment. Moore able to keep himself on the lead lap. Looks like he may be saving a ton of fuel, but I'm not sure that's going to work out for his... I don't see this, whatever strategy this 16 is on. I am not... I'm not confident in it. He was last to pit road on lap number 55, but he's way deep in the field, keeping himself just on the lead lap. And we've got drivers at the front that have already hit pit road once again. Alex Wiggins said, enough of this. I'm tired of running nose to tail. I'm going to head to the bottom of the racetrack, look for a position side by side for the moment with Abate. Here comes Wing with a push. Bottom of the racetrack. Will he stay connected with that 11? Yes, he will. And Wiggins going to lead a lap here tonight at Michigan. Looking for somewhere to go, but got absolutely nowhere. Will pick up a position as well as Nicholas Wing. Christian Abate going to drop 2 spots, but this trio unable to get around that 16 of Derek Moore. And the longer these guys run behind that 16, we're looking at the timing and scoring. Take a look at that gap back to the 59 of Wesley Johnson. It is shrinking and shrinking fast. Dave Gage back in the 404, running in the top 5 for the moment. Gage has got himself about a 5-second advantage over Jake Doping. But does Gage have enough fuel to get to the end? Last on the pit road at lap number 54. If he can get 40 out of it, I think he's going to have that opportunity. At a 4 back across the stripe, gonna lead us to just 16 to go here tonight at Delphi 90, brought to you by the A.S.M.R. Hauck Designs Next Gen Cup Series. Looking for win number 2. Can Alex Wiggins revisit victory lane, or will the man right behind him pull it off? Can Nicholas Wing pick up yet one more spot, move from the rear all the way to the front? Can he go? Can he go shotgun Sally to victory lane? Ridiculous. What a run, what a night for this 24 driver and crew. 15 to go with an opportunity at a race winning performance. First race win of the season. Man, I'm telling you, I don't even know how the interview would go if he gets this. And I do want to mention the broadcaster's curse. No, we didn't cause him to crash, but neither of the drivers that were at the front that I said pretty much had this thing locked in, neither of them at the front, neither of them inside your top 3. They are running 4th and 5th on the racetrack. Jeffrey Engel sitting in 7th. So Johnson, Dofing, and Engel, with a miscalculation on the fuel, may have put one foot in the ditch while pulling on the other with the shovel. It's complicated. You just got to think about it. Lap time's not too different between your race leader and the man with some of the freshest tires in this field. Wesley Johnson sitting in 4th position. Last time around, a 40-16 race leader with a 40-97. Not quite a second faster. And with only 12 laps to go this time around, 6.8 seconds back from 3rd place, 7.2 from race leader. Johnson may not have enough time. Again, a half a second faster is Johnson. Making up the ground, making up the time. But I just don't think he can make up enough time. In time. And we got race leaders in traffic. A lot of lap traffic in front of your race leaders. We're going to stay right here with the battle for the top spot. Christian Abate looking for a run at a 2. Doesn't look like he's going to do much with it for the moment. Going to stay in line behind Nicholas Wing. Big run down to 3. Does he duck to the inside of that 11 of Wiggins? Not going to do so. Going to have to follow suit to the high side around that 28 machine of Brian Jarnowski. No, looking back to the inside. Not wanting to waste any time behind that Javelin number 28. Nicholas Wing said okie doke down to the bottom, and away we go. He's going to keep that second position for a moment, but giving up a little bit of ground with 10 to go. Will Bonte and Wing work together to do away with Wiggins? And how about Alex Wiggins, man? He could have easily stayed behind this 16 and just continued to push him, but no. Wanted to make some moves, wanted to get a little bit of separation between himself and his fellow competitors chasing after that top spot right behind him. And loving what he's seeing in his rearview mirror, I can promise you that. We're going to jump on board here. Let's see if we can't get an onboard camera shot. There it is, the 11 of the 11 of Alex Wiggins, keeping the 24 of Nicholas Wing at bay. And as you look in the rear view mirror, we're going to get that rear view mirror up there for you. There you can see it side by side, back behind that 16, just in his rear view mirror. That is exactly what you want to see if you are the 11. You want to see that 45 and 24 fighting it out, switching, swapping positions, because the more they fight, the easier it is going to be for you to begin to walk away. It looks like those drivers have done away with the battle for a moment. Unable to shake their way through this lap traffic. Race leaders giving up precious time to that 59 of Johnson. Now just 5 seconds back from your race leader. And there you go. I'm liking the move right here by Alex Wiggins to get back behind that 16 of Derek Moore. You know, Moore is going to give it everything he's got until the end of this thing. Doesn't matter if he's on the lead lap or not. Doesn't matter if he's battling you for a position. He is going to race hard lap after lap until the end, or until it blows up, which is the end at that point. But I think this is the move. I think it's make a Bonte make that move. And after a little bit of contact with the outside wall, that's going to give the 11 of Wiggins no choice to make the move to the inside. Christian Bonte going to follow him up and around the back marker. Here comes Nicholas Wing with the high five. This time around, just 5 laps to go. The Delphi 90. Five to go, less than 4 seconds back. He may begin to creep into the picture. There you can see him just off in the distance. That 59 of Wesley Johnson. He is on his way. Still over 0.3 of a second faster last time around. That 59 continues to close, but 4 to go. Again, I don't think he's going to have enough laps. I don't think he's going to have enough time to get there. I don't see how you pull it off. I've mentioned it, and we're going to stop beating that dead horse, because with 3 to go this time around, let's focus on what's happening at the front of this field. 2 previous race winners duking it out for supremacy here in the Delphi 90. Christian Bonte searching for win number 4. Alex Wiggins chasing after number 2. Back behind them, Nicholas Wing giving up a little bit of ground now Looks like the tires may be falling off the cliff for that 24 machine. He's going to try to just secure a solid podium finish here. Try to bring this thing on home as the battle continues. Christian Abate, Alex Wiggins going at it. Wiggins to the bottom, unable to pull the pass. We've got sickle sticks on display. Just 2 to go here from Michigan. Less than 5 miles of action laid out in front of your A.S.M.R. Hauck Designs next gen drivers. This is it. This is all she wrote. One last lap for Wiggins to try to get it done as we cross the line. White flag flies. Final lap from Michigan International Speedway. Abate commanding the race for the moment. Wiggins hot on the trail to the high side through 1 and 2. Look for the momentum down the backstretch. Will it be close enough when they get to 3 for the final time into turn number 3, dropping down to the bottom? Wiggins looks to the bottom, not gonna get there, off of 4. Christian Abate will bring him to the checkered flag. Hard fought battle there for Alex Wiggins. Very close finish. You can see it less than 0.2 of a second. But how about the run back to the front for this man right here? Wesley Johnson gonna walk away with 3rd as Nicholas Wing slips and falls through this field on the final lap. Rough go to the end of tonight's Delphi 90. A great run for Johnson at the end. Race winner for the 4th time this season. Man, it never gets old for this man. He's going to enjoy a little bit of a post-race smoke show for all the fans in the stands. We're going to get set and ready for your post-race show ourselves. So as he burns down and tears up a little bit of grass and heads to the Gatorade victory lane, Christian Abate will enjoy yet another race win. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, but don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. In backtrack side at the conclusion of tonight's Delphi 90 live from Michigan International Speedway. We're going to dive right in to tonight's post-race show. We're going to kick things off a little different. We're going to see if we can't jump directly to Gatorade Victory Lane. Let's have a few words with your race winner, walking away with win number 4 this season. Christian, man, how good does it feel to put this thing back in Victory Lane and really step away in that winner's column?
Yeah, hey Dave. Feels great. Definitely. I'm not gonna say this was expected at all. I think this was probably one of my races where I just wanted some damage limitation, and with the race how it ended up playing out, I mean, I'm super happy I was able to take the win there, but I would have been totally fine settling for second behind Wiggins, or even if Wesley was able to make that extra pit stop strategy work and get by me, that would have been fine too. I mean, hats off to everyone. I mean, and especially so to Derek. Unfortunately, his car didn't refuel during that last pit stop when the 3 of us came in. So it was just like kind of a glitch on the pit stop end. But no, all credit to him on his strategy. He was able to work the fuel numbers out and get us there to the end.
Well, see, you had mentioned that extra pit stop, so I was gonna lead into that strategy question and ask, when was it that you guys realized that you were going to be able to make it work out on that fuel strategy that you took? You took that long run from the caution on about lap 14, lap 15ish is when you guys were on pit road. You ran it out. When did you see that strategy really work?
Yeah, really that second caution early on. We noticed it was getting close, around 70 laps to go to the end, and we were seeing we could do about 32, 33 at full pace. So we figured, try and save a couple laps and split at 35 and 35. Yeah, I think like you said, it was a little bit longer, but um, whatever it was, we pretty much uh, match the pace that we needed to do to still keep that extra pit stop behind us. I mean, 3.5 seconds worth to Wesley. So I mean, that was really good call and good timing by myself and Wiggins, and definitely Derek if he was going to be there at the end. So.
Well, man, Christian, you've done it again. Race win number 4 in your back pocket. Looks like you're beginning to step away in that overall points standings as well. And after tonight's performance, you're going to get a little further out there. So giving these competitors a bit of a fit coming to the end of this season. But before we let you go and before we let you celebrate here tonight, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous?
Just thank you, Dave, for putting on the broadcast and putting up with us in these interviews. So it's always nice to come in for a little chat at the end. Thanks to A.S.M.R as always for putting on these races. I mean, again, like tonight had some really good racing, both strategy and on track action. I mean, Alex was super clean there at the end. I pretty much expect to be able to have super clean races with him. So nothing but praise to him his way, and looking forward to many more battles.
Well, Christian, again, always a pleasure to catch up with you at the end of these things. I got a feeling we're going to talk again before the end of the season. So until then, my man, stay safe. And of course, keep it fast. All right, there you go. Final words from the man in the Gatorade Victory Lane, the 45 of Christian Abate, gonna walk away with win number 2 this season. And speaking of 2, let's go to one of the 2 drivers that had an amazing run here tonight. Let's see if we can't grab a few words with the man that walked away second here tonight from Michigan. Alex, it's Dave. You got a moment?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, great run. almost had this thing, man. Do you think there's anything different you could have done at the end?
I could have drove the car. I was taking it way too easy.
Hold on, time out. Okay. I was about to say, well, who the hell was behind the wheel? I'm probably gonna get in trouble for saying that one, but don't find me, please. But anyways,
I just took it a little too easy going into 3 and let Christian get around me. From that point, the top was so much better than the bottom. Just getting a run on exit, I really couldn't do a whole lot. I oversaved on fuel, pitted too late. Just a whole bunch of things added up at the end.
Well, man, it was right there on your doorstep. You beginning to get some momentum at the end of not just tonight's race, but of this season. You came in just 12 points back. We got some crazy weeks coming up. Road course, short track, then Homestead. Do you think you can put yourself in position for when we get to Homestead to chase that trophy?
Outside looking in for sure, but with home, you said it, Sonoma, Martinsville, Homestead, who knows what's going to happen. Definitely not out of it. Just need to stay within touch of Christian at Sonoma, because of course he's going to be probably the fastest on pace, because I'll just do my best to keep up with him there. But the rest of the season, just keep it clean. Kind of like tonight, I tried to stay out of everybody else's way and just finish where I could.
Well, Alex, again, a great run for you and your crew. You just about got it done. And I know we're going to have a chance to catch up with each other throughout the course of the rest of the season. So you know the drill. You know how we do things here. So I'm going to shut up for just a minute. And the mic is yours.
Yeah, just everybody that comes out. I know we've been getting some more cars the last couple of weeks, which is nice. But I need some sponsors on my car. Kind of empty, if you couldn't tell.
I just figured you might like black. I don't know. I don't know.
Money's short. We had to buy a whole new car halfway through the season.
This is true, but we all knew those. Gosh, I'm gonna get in so much trouble. We all knew those kids growing up that they're just like black. They didn't really wear anything else. I didn't know. I figured maybe. I don't know.
Just thank you for everything with the broadcast and everything else. It's good to just come out here and have some fun every week.
Absolutely. Well, I look forward to catching up with you throughout the course of the rest of this season, and you never know, I may jump out of the booth next season and come down there and give you guys a little bit of trouble. We'll see how all that pans out and works out, but nonetheless, tonight, an amazing points day. Until we meet again, my friend, stay safe and keep it fast.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. The man that wants away second here tonight, Alex Wiggins, is going to collect a handful of points, some coveted, much-needed points at the end, or coming to the end of this regular season. We'll see if it's enough to keep him in the mix over the course of these next handful of weeks. We got some crazy racing coming up and coming at you. Sonoma, left, right-hand corners. We're going road course racing, short track, Saturday night style, 2 weeks from now. And it all comes to a head under the lights at Homestead Miami Speedway. Who's going to walk away the champion? We're going to find out in a handful of weeks. But before we go tonight, producers are already hitting those buttons, so you know it's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results. Walking away with the top spot, checkered flag number 4 in hand for that 45 of Christian Abati. Alex Wiggins going to pick up second with Wesley Johnson sliding home in third here tonight. Jake Dofing going to walk away fourth. Fifth place tonight belongs to Jeffrey Engel. Dave Gage gonna finish tonight's race out in sixth with Nicholas Wing right behind him. Wing with an amazing run here tonight. Almost got the job done and still was your biggest mover in the race, up 5 positions from where he qualified. So tip of the cap to that 24. 8th place tonight belongs to the 16 Holiday Bourbon Machine of Derek Moore with Zach Miller in 9th. And Daniel Jensen rounding out your top 10. Brian Chudowski and Patrick Coro finish out the 12-card field. Don't worry about me because I'm in the booth. I ain't behind the wheel just yet. You got about You got a handful of weeks before you got to worry about that. We're not going to get into that. That's going to do it for us. We're going to get ready to roll up the cords and cut off the lights and get ready for next week's road course action. A lot on the line, a long way to go. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for each and every one of you fans that join us week in, week out. If it wasn't for all of the many different sponsors across the many different series and leagues, we couldn't do it without you. Big shout out to PremierRacingSetups.com, the longest standing running setup shop for iRacing.com. Big shout out to Bud Kicker, as well as Mountain Mafia Kennels. There's so many more to think of. Flowertown Animal Hospital, the Feeney Call, Hauck Designs. If you're in the market for a new look, a new ride, you need to get your pit crew looking better, hit them up over at Hauck Designs. I can promise you, you will be satisfied with the work. Hands down, some of the best paints, wraps on the platform. Once again, title series sponsor, Hauck Designs. That's going to do it for us. That's going to do it for me. I'm going to go ahead and get on out the door. But before we go, if you haven't already, remember to join us in that continued push to 4,000 subscribers. Show these drivers love. Drop that thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live. So stay safe, stay loved, my friends. And until next time, we'll meet you in turn 3.